to the end, all right? William, can we turn down that music? Or Alex, thanks. Hey, Mike Boland, let's bring you up here and you can tell us about your race for Lieutenant Governor. This is, please everybody sit down, we're going to start again. And you're going to want to hear this guy talk, I guarantee it. You've been compared to a bunch of school kids. Now, go ahead, sit down. Sit down. This is why I didn't make it as a school teacher. You know, no one listened to me then either. Okay, here is Representative Mike Boland running for Lieutenant Governor.
Good to see you, Chuck, and all of you. It's really great. You know, I started coming up here way back in the summer, came to the fair, and Kelly and Chuck and a few, there might have been one or two others here, and now it's exploded out into this. It's unbelievable. It really is. I had to park way down there somewhere. I don't even know where my car is. But I came up from Decatur this morning. And I think if you do give an award for the person who's traveled the farthest, I think I win that one. It's usually about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive for me. But I'm used to that now because where I live in the Quad Cities, it's 3 hours to everywhere, it seems like. So anyway, I put about 52,000 miles on a new hybrid car, and I want to recommend to you, if you're looking for an American-made hybrid, the Chevy Malibu hybrid is a great car. I'm really happy with it. One of the things I've tried to do in my career is that I've tried to support working men and women, and that's why I have a 100% record by organized labor in the House of Representatives. I've been there 16 years. I passed the legislation not only that vote in favor of what working men and women are doing, but also legislation to try to keep jobs here in America. And we really need that, believe me. I came from Decatur, and that's an area we really need to build the American manufacturing economy back again. And we can do it. We can do it, folks. Let me just run through a couple of the bills that I've passed. I sponsored and passed legislation that said that out of our $50-some billion budget that we have at the state level, none of it can be spent on goods made by child labor. Second, thank you. Thank you. Second, good young guy, he'd appreciate that. Second one was that none of that money that we pay as taxes, that $50-some billion total package, can be spent on goods that are made by political and religious prisoners in places like China, where they put people in prison camps for passing out Bibles and things and advocating for democracy, things like that. So that's some of my labor record. Let me give you some of the rest of it. I have served in the House for 16 years now. I'm in my 16th year. I have served as the Vice Chair of the Veterans Committee, where I passed the Military Family Relief Act. I passed the Veteran Scratch Ticket in the lottery system. I passed legislation that helps our military people vote easier back in local elections. And just a few weeks ago, the governor signed my bill that says that all new flags that are in public places in the state of Illinois have to be made in the United States of America. And I'll tell you where I got that idea and where I'm going further with it. And that is that a young man came to me and he said, Representative Boland, did you know that the flags that are on our fallen warriors' caskets coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, those American flags are made in China? And that sent some chills up my spine, and so I went to work and did what we can do in the state of Illinois as far as our Illinois buildings and the flags that will fly from them. But if you go to my website, Boland.MP4, you can get a petition where we're going to petition the federal government to change that policy so that the flags that fly on U.S. buildings, the flags that are on the caskets of the fallen warriors, are made in the United States of America. I also served as the vice chair of the Renewable Energy Committee, where I passed legislation. I passed 4 major pieces of legislation. Some of these not only are good for the environment, but they also save us tax dollars. For example, all new vehicles that are purchased by the state government must be either hybrids, flex fuel, or biodiesel. All the light bulbs that are 300,000 of them in state facilities will, as the old ones wear out, they have to be replaced by what we call Energy Star or LED lighting. I passed the Green Buildings Act, which says that all future buildings that are built by the state government of Illinois, or any major renovation in which the state pays 40% of it, have to meet what they call LEED standards, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And my very first bill I ever passed was one, I don't know if there's any farmers in here, but you might appreciate this as well as environmentalists, was to require local governments to use soy ink printing instead of petroleum-based printing. It helps us become less dependent on that foreign oil, where our dollars go to countries that fund schools that preach hatred of America and the West and Israel and all the things that we stand for. So that's part of it. I also served as the chairman of the Elections and Campaign Reform Committee, where I sponsored legislation and passed it that consolidated our local elections, saving literally millions of dollars of property tax every election cycle. And I also served as the chairman of the Financial Institutions Committee, which David Miller mentioned. He was a sponsor of that. 5 previous chairmen tried to get regulations on the payday loan industry, and only under my leadership, with David providing the real bounce to it, I was the deciding vote that got that passed. We got it out of committee for the first time. It passed. We got a lot more to do on that payday loan industry. That's something else. But I also serve now as the chair of the Higher Ed Committee. I've visited 37 campuses since being named chairman. And I'm sponsoring, and what I want to push as Lieutenant Governor, one of the things I want to do is push what I call challenge scholarships. We need to give our young people some positive reasons to stay away from self-destructive behavior that also costs all of us a ton of tax money. I have 2 prisons in my district. I can guarantee you it costs a whole lot more to keep a person in one of those prisons than it does to send them in college. If young people will meet 5 challenges, if they will stay away from drug and alcohol abuse, thievery, gang membership, and violence, and if they'll maintain at least a C average, we're going to give them 30 semester hours of community college tuition free. Let them get a foot in the door of higher education. Lastly, let me just say this, because my time is about up, and I want to say this. I've been up here to Kendall County many, many times. I'm going to come back many, many times if I'm elected Lieutenant Governor. I want to help your party build locally. I've done that in my district. I was the #2 target 4 years ago of the Republicans. They spent $700,000 trying to beat me. They didn't succeed. I went after them the next time. I recruited people to run in small towns for council, for county board. We came within 2 votes of capturing the Carroll County Board of Supervisors for the first time in Illinois history. We can do it. We can build the party here in Kendall County. We can build the Democratic Party throughout the state of Illinois. With your help, I'll be back here to help you. God bless you and have a great day.